Hey everybody, I'm Shane Ireland.
I'm Alan Britt.
I'm Truett Smith.
I'm Steve Mobby.
Welcome to another tantalizing episode of the Mystery Review. It is the month of December.
Last one of the year.
And it is
Happy Festivus
cold.
to everybody. And we have a very special guest, one of our closest homies, Mr. Jay Furman, also a fellow master of pipes. Congratulations again, Jay. Jay sent us something pretty unique.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so far pretty delicious.
Yep.
I was really pumped about this when I saw one. Thank you for the jar. Kept it in perfect condition, and you will not be getting the jar back. But we have a very, very dense plug.
Yes.
That I'm assuming he cut.
I was going to say,
ahead of time.
did one of you guys
I don't think
cut
our
it before I
cameraman
got
cut
here?
this.
No.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he took what was very clearly a plug. It's a regular, these cuts here. And yeah, like I said, very, very dense.
He used a sharp knife.
He used a pretty sharp knife.
Good
Yeah.
cuts.
Yeah,
Good quality cuts.
and it smelled
Way to
great.
go, Jay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm reasonably certain I know what this is already. We'll see. Bold move sending a plug.
Yeah.
That is.
Bold move sending a plug that was obviously not made by Cornell and Deal.
Right.
Right.
Because there's only so many things
Yes.
it could be.
Yes.
I do not necessarily know what those things could be, but
You know that there's
I
a
do
small
know
number.
that there's a very small number of non-C and D plugs, especially.
Well, I'm pretty sure that no matter what this is, I'm pretty sure, I might look like a fool, but I think the likelihood that I can be cocky on this one is high. I'm pretty sure that no matter what this is, I have a decent amount of it in my cellar. So
That's bold.
That's just going to make it so much better when you're wrong.
when I'm wrong. Yeah, but if it's a 50-50 shot between the two things that I'm like sort of between, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't really care. But it smells fantastic. I think this does likely have a good bit of age on it.
That's what I was trying
Yeah.
to figure out.
Yeah, it has that smell that like 5 to 10 year old like
The vinegar twang.
the little bit of fruitiness.
Yeah, I was thinking something in the 5 range.
It's pretty robust too, flavor-wise. Decent spice on the retrohale too.
The interesting thing about this for me too is just see, oh man, I just got an insane, like, this is gonna sound bad, kinda, and I don't mean it to. It tasted like grape to me, like kind of like grape Jolly
Does it
Rancher.
grape?
Does it? Yeah, like somewhere between like an actual glass of wine and just like a straight up grape Jolly Rancher.
All right, I'm gonna make a guess early. Captain Black Grape as a plug.
Pressed into a
Unreleased Captain Black Grape.
If this
plug.
wasn't such a perfectly crafted
Yeah.
plug, I would believe that, but there's zero chance.
Jay Furman exclusive.
I do see what
Yeah,
you mean on the
zero
wine
chance.
quality.
Hand blended.
There's like a boozy fruitiness
Yeah.
to it that might have to do with age, like we were talking about. But it's kind of hitting all those Virginia notes with, I'm feeling some Perique, but definitely a Virginia-based plug
Yeah.
to my
You
palate.
you mentioned the spice on the retrohale. It's also very like creamy and smooth on the retrohale.
Yeah, the mouthfeel is really full and pillowy.
Yes.
And
I
yeah,
really,
it's a
really dig it.
full-
That's some good language in there. Pillowy.
Pillowy.
It's almost got like a cigar quality to it. Maybe that's because I've been smoking a lot of cigars for our end of the year
No, I don't think
top
you're.
list, but there's like that spiciness, the fullness of the smoke. It's got a
No.
cigar like.
I agree with you about that, and I have not been diligently smoking those cigars for that list. I saved them all for the last
Steve's
3
gonna
days.
smoke
like
15.
usual.
Yeah, my plan is to smoke them all back to back over one 24-hour period.
We're in our Winston
That's the best
Churchill.
way to review cigars.
We're in our Winston Churchill era.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. I'm also going to have a bottle of champagne for lunch.
That's what he did
that,
going to
right?
lunch.
Did he drink
Yes.
champagne
Yeah.
or just like scotch? Or
No, he drank champagne
Okay.
apparently every single
Okay.
day.
And
a
Mac-
part of
Yeah,
his
I think
routine.
Wasn't
he
it a
switched.
Magnum bottle?
He switched to the hard stuff sometime in the afternoon,
Yeah.
like a responsible, like a responsible
Like a grown-up.
individual. Back to this blend, Jesus, dude, this is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is
It tastes warm, man. This is
warm. Yeah.
when I think Virginia's. I don't necessarily think wintertime, but
That's a good point.
this is a wintry.
So if somebody
Perfect winter blend.
said, "Here, try this new Christmas blend,"
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Word."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, it's nice and chilly outside right now, and this is kind of perfectly hitting the spot.
Yeah, it smokes so well.
The problem is it's not I mean, I said this off camera before we started filming. I do not have a lot of experience with plugs. I think the only plugs I've smoked have been for smoking pipes
For
videos,
Mr. Review.
Mr. Reviews, or like tutorials,
Smoking
or
Pipes University,
yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So my knowledge of plugs is super limited. But this isn't tasting super distinctive necessarily. It's hitting all of the marks of typical Virginias, maybe Virginia Perique stuff. Knowing Jay, I wouldn't be surprised if this is Virginia Perique. But yeah, it's got those bready notes. It's got those like darker fruit notes, but nothing's coming through that's like, oh wow, this is super different compared to the myriad of other Virginia Perique stuff.
Yeah, it would just be a good like everyday smoke. You don't have to sit there and think too much about it, but you're getting a good experience either way.
Which is great from a flavor perspective. It does not make guessing it very
Yes.
helpful. Like there's not a obvious topping that's like, oh,
Yes.
this narrows it down type of thing.
Yeah.
So, you guys have me definitely second guessing myself. Truett said Perique twice, and you guys kind of agree. It's coming off more like burley to me.
I don't think it's just Virginia Perique. I think there's other stuff in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Perique presence.
Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced it's Perique either. I am getting some of that pepper.
That's the only thing I'm going off of type of thing.
It's like
If there is, it's condimental.
the phrase I'm going to use is weird. A stout tingle instead of like a Perique.
Like the sharp tingle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's more like a
Like air cured leaf.
yeah. It's
Okay.
there's body to it.
Or Oriental.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Oriental's a good pull.
I could definitely see Oriental in it.
So if it's not C and D, that leaves
Only one.
Galleth, or
Well, maybe not only one, but
I don't think this is.
I don't
Galleth.
think this is Galleth.
no, it's not.
I'm just thinking of other plug manufacturers.
So there are some plugs made by Cop, and there are a few made by Orlick.
Yeah.
And which this one is, I think, is the question. So I will say that based on my experience, unless there's magically a product out there that I've never encountered somehow, because I've tried very hard to encounter all of them. The handful of plugs that are made by Orlick for like specific export markets, like there's some plugs available in Ireland, for example, that we sell in the shop in Dublin that you can't get anywhere else.
I see.
Wow.
Yachtsman, Mick McQuaid, like there's some plugs like that are still in production. But the format is very, very different. They're darker. They have distinct top notes. Like all of those products that I'm thinking of, I think you can technically still get Condor plug in some markets. And again, top note, components, appearance, size, cut, all of that stuff, none of that fits with what we're looking at here. If you're talking about these larger format plugs and ones that do not have any like serious amount of like top note to them, I can only think of a couple. And the ones that I can think of are Cop products. I'm still not 100% sure which one I want to guess, but I could throw out the names, I suppose, if we're ready for that yet.
Rattray doesn't have a plug.
No.
I wish I were more familiar
Yeah,
with plugs.
right. Rattray doesn't. Freeborg and Trayer doesn't.
Nope.
Very dark, fragrant plug. Why is that coming to mind? That's not.
Does Wessex have a plug?
And it is Wessex Gold Brick.
Oh, that's right.
Yep,
There is gold.
Yes.
Wessex Gold Brick. So when I said that with the stuff that I kind of thought this reminded me of, I have in my cellar. Wessex Gold Brick is one of them. There was a period because it's always hard to get your hands on.
Gotcha.
Like we still
Yeah,
see
I've never
it.
smoked it before.
Yeah, we still see it, but anytime in the last, I don't know, 8 years, 7 years that it's been available, it's gone like super quickly. So basically, whatever the limit per day was, like 1 or 2 or whatever, I would buy whenever I had a chance and put them in jars as full plugs because I wanted to see how they aged, like straight up as full plugs. So initially, that's what I was thinking. Was the Wessex Gold Brick, and I'm not prepared to roll that out 100%.
Yeah. What are the components on Gold Brick?
I mean, as far as what's listed, just Virginia's.
Gotcha.
I mean, could there also be some air cured leaf in there? Sure. Like, is there any Perique in there? Highly unlikely.
Right.
Really?
I mean, Perique's the kind of thing that companies don't like. It's almost pointless to use a small amount of it and not disclose it. You know what I mean? Like, it's an expensive component.
Are the Orientals in gold brick? Whatever it's
Not
called?
that I'm aware of, no. And again, I'm pretty sure it's billed as just a straight Virginia plug.
Wow. I mean, I've been shocked before by straight Virginias, especially those with age, but this does not feel like a single component.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if this was just Virginia.
Once again,
If it is, it's probably older than we might think.
Yeah.
I'm getting. I am also not sure that this is a straight Virginia, and I'm going to reserve my final guess for just a few here. I'm trying not to convince myself that's what it is because it's way more obscure, and the only time I've ever been able to buy it was traveling in Europe. So I'm not sure if Jay went to some crazy length or if he similarly had been traveling and found it. But the only other thing presently that I think this could be, I've only ever been able to buy when I've been abroad.
What is that?
Do you want me to say it?
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's wait
build
just
the
a minute.
Does Dan have any plugs?
Salty Dog,
Yes.
Okay.
which is very,
That's
again,
one of the few that I've actually
very
smoked a bit of.
distinctive, definitely has a good, like, present amount of Perique.
Yes.
Gotcha.
This is definitely not.
got it.
No, and also it's cut different, it's smaller, like,
What about like?
It's also tighter. Like you can't just like pull it apart like this.
no, yeah, Salty Dogs is like maybe, and you know what? So are the plugs that I found produced by Orlik in Europe.
So another
like Mick
point
McQuay
for
and stuff.
Cop.
Like they're so small and so dense that like even fresh out of the factory, they're like black.
it just doesn't taste like a cop product to me. Like,
Oh, I feel like it absolutely does.
well, now
No, I mean,
I don't even know anything.
yeah, no. I mean,
don't know what to
it's
believe.
Like, go on. Why do you feel that way?
I use the term in cigars way more than I do with pipe tobacco,
Mm-hmm.
but there's just kind of like I feel like a signature profile that I taste when I smoke cop,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not getting that.
I get what you're saying, but like, unlike cigars, and I mean, one could say that like between Maduro and natural and stuff like that, that there's different profiles for sure. But I feel like with tobacco, I think Cop has a signature profile for English blends. I think they have a signature profile for Virginias. I think they have a signature profile kinda for aromatics.
Right.
Like, and on the Virginia side, like, I mean, if this wasn't in a jar as a plug, and if it was cut somehow perfectly, that like being rubbed out was like very even and uniform,
Right.
I would have a hard time picking between any number of
Yeah.
Freiburg and Trayer, Wessex, Rattrays, and
Right.
whatever, Virginia products.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like this is a little more complex than I remember Wessex Gold Brick being.
Yeah, on the like the signature profile of blending houses, I feel like C&D and Sutliff have a pretty distinctive, and I picked those up. I feel like stuff made by STG, by McBaron, by Cop, I'm sure they have a signature. I'm not denying that. I have not really dialed in on it enough to where I can say, oh, this tastes like a Cop product. Whereas like Sutliff and C&D, I feel like have really honed in on a certain signature.
I think stuff made by Orlik and stuff made by Cop, to me, one of the most like dead giveaways that it's one of their products has to do with the consistency of the cut and
Right,
like,
the cut is big, but like flavor profile wise,
flavor profiles wise, it's pretty varied. I feel like I can taste McBaron tobaccos.
Yeah.
McBaron has a very distinct processing of both their Virginias and their Cavendish, and like those are in most of their blends. So I feel like I can pick McBaron out of a lineup pretty good. Now whether I'd get the exact blend right, I don't know. But yeah, so for me this is a matter of is it just Virginia or not?
Right.
And
I don't
think
so.
it is.
And I'm leaning like Virginia Burley, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is.
I'm not giving up
is
on
crazy.
Orientals.
I'm not giving. Yeah, I was gonna say I lean more confidently towards Virginia Orientals.
I'm getting like roasted coffee on the Retro Hill.
You sure it's not just the?
It's not the coffee.
He's like, for some reason, I smell coffee.
I don't know
No,
why.
it's like a pronounced like fruity dark coffee note on the
I get
Retro
that.
Hill. It's crazy.
I'm getting crazy dark
I get
fruit
the
notes.
fruity. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That,
I'm not
that
really
also
picking
s-
up on a lot of coffee.
that also is
Ooh, I just got like, we talk about this with or we've talked about it with Capstan before, like a mineral quality. I'm getting
Yes.
that a little bit
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, there was something in there that I was trying to put my finger on, and that's like it's right
Like
on the
kind
tip
of
of my
salty
tongue.
mineral,
Yes.
whatever. It's
Yeah.
not a bad thing, but it's a weird way to describe it.
It's crazy good.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm lazy, so I don't reach for plugs out of my cellar
Same.
very often.
Slash, I don't have any in my cellar.
Makes it hard to reach for them. Yeah.
This, I think I can confidently say this is my favorite mystery we've done all year in terms of like,
Enjoyability.
Yeah.
well,
good
and
the
also
blend
to my taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
there's been a lot of stuff that surprised me this year. A lot of stuff that I've revisited because it was so good. This is like, I could be pretty happy smoking this all day, every day.
Yeah, this would be a very good all-day smoke.
I
For
don't know
sure.
why this came to my mind. Or there's no reason. I'm not actually thinking that that's what this is or whatever. But the Butera blends, like Kingfisher, was there a plug in there?
No.
Kingfisher's
I
a
don't think
crumble
so.
cake, right?
All of the Germains made.
Germains. I was gonna.
Yeah.
My next question was
Yep.
who made those. Okay.
Yeah, it's either a flake or a crumble cake.
Got it.
If it's Germain's. I don't think they ever released any plugs.
Not that I can think of.
And this thing, I don't know about you guys, mine is smoking like a freight train. Like I was a little worried about
Moisture and stuff. Yeah.
not even
and
just
and
moisture,
just
but like the cut.
Yeah, the
being
bigger
uneven.
bigger pieces and everything. It's burning really really
Yeah, this
nicely.
is burning very well.
Now, just to cover all of our bases, this isn't a C&D cut
Right.
because of why. Let's rule that out because we'll look like idiots if this is a C&D
Yeah, that
cut.
would be bad, wouldn't it?
Well, it's not. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
It's denser, right? I haven't looked at,
Yeah.
or I haven't interacted with a C&D plug in a long time.
It's definitely more dense. I mean, even just the way, even just like the cross grain here, even just the
cross-cut.
way it's cut and laid out, it's not the same way that C&D lays out their whole leaf in the press that they use. Also, the dead giveaway in a lot of cases is that these companies all have sort of different size presses.
Exactly, yeah.
So like the C&D press, because of how much it contains and because basically they'll press 2 blocks at the same time with like a plate between them, it comes out looking a certain way and being a certain size. And this is just different.
Yeah.
But
Also,
I've
like you
seen-
said, with the C&D flavor profile, I'm just.
it's also just not the
Yeah,
flavor.
the flavor I wasn't picking up any C&D stuff.
It's really hard to articulate, but like when you've had a chance to look at like all of the plugs from all of these places, like while they're being made, it's really easy to recognize.
Yeah, and this just looks like Danish to me, man.
Yeah.
Like that's a Danish cross section.
I did think that. Like that looks like McBaron flakes or even some STK
Looks like a
flakes.
like a blowfish. It's got that nice cross cut. Is anybody ever going to make a straight grain?
A straight
Green flake.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's what the
former,
Right, former, I
has,
was like, former has a straight grain. flake.
former definitely has. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's the flavor profile of the actual smoke that has me second guessing myself, because if this is Wessex Gold Brick, and I think there's a decent chance it is, if this is Wessex Gold Brick, then the pressing and the aging and plug format does crazy things
Yeah.
in terms of complexity.
Yeah, for real.
Which, yeah.
I mean, yeah. All of the different flavors I'm picking up, I guess I have had in old straight Virginia blends.
I don't think it's that old though that it would be this. You know what I mean?
I'd
I think
be
you're
surprised.
right about that. Yeah. But I'm just getting like, man. So, Jesus Christ, man. I've talked about like malty flavors before. Not just mostly in Virginia tobaccos, to be honest, like that sort of malty character that you get from like mahogany and red Virginias. I just like had a retrohale right now that it felt like that first sip of like Danish beer when you get to Copenhagen. Like it really does have like a slightly sweet, like Pilsner kind of a vibe to it.
I don't know. I think I have to go back to Copenhagen and
To
try
figure that out.
to-
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
to really give this the thorough testing that it
Yeah,
deserves.
it's got a little bit of that slow beer creaminess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also getting like a pretty strong anise, and not like artificially flavored anise, but like
Yeah.
natural.
It's interesting. I mean, there's definitely a little bit of like warming spices
It's
kind of on here.
herbal.
Yeah.
Yeah, very herbal.
God.
It doesn't, again, it does, I'm just like throwing out flavor notes, and that doesn't narrow it down for me personally at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty stuck on that this is Danish produced, and I'm also pretty stuck that it doesn't have Perique in my mind.
Yeah, I'm getting less and less confident about Perique, and I was never like super on board that train to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced there's no Perique.
There's just so much fruitiness and so much tingle on the retro.
Yeah.
There is, yeah.
Like it has all the markings of what I associate with Virginia Perique blends. However, I've been led astray by Orientals before in the past.
Yeah.
So
And by
that's-
Burleys.
And by Burleys,
Yeah,
too,
I mean
so-
they can pinch hit for each other for sure.
Yeah. So just out of curiosity, without giving it away, the one that you think that it is, does it have Perique?
No.
Okay.
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 Do we want to talk about pipes for a minute?
Let's
yeah.
talk about pipes, and then I'll say my other thing, and then we can.
Steve, what pipe are you smoking?
I am, unusually for me, smoking a little lattice meerschaum. Just
That's a
decided
nice
to have
piece.
yeah, I like that.
Is that Tekken?
Yep. Yep.
Tekken.
Nice.
A little Tekken. Just to change of pace, and I'm liking it.
I'm smoking an Abe Herbaugh
That's a really nice
Lavat
pipe.
with a Bakelite stem.
Yeah, really nice pipe.
Part of
love
his
that pipe.
fall collection
Yep.
from last year.
He's falling.
It's fall.
That's what he called it, yeah.
Yeah.
With the little amber colored stem.
I like it.
Beauty.
It's a little bent egg from the pipe
TJ.
maker extraordinaire, TJ, Todd Johnson, All-Star.
TJ Johnson All Star.
Yeah,
Shout out.
I'm smoking a little former apple.
that's killer.
Yeah, I love this little pipe. I'm glad I picked this piece and not something with a slightly smaller chamber diameter, to be honest, which
Yeah.
is what I was originally going to do.
Would that rank in your top 10 former apples?
Former apples, personally.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, it definitely does.
Okay.
It definitely
All
does. I mean, in my top 10 former apples in my collection, that would only exclude like 3 or 4, I think. So
Only.
You got to get those numbers up. Yeah.
I'm pretty close to a 2-week set. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm not gonna make a guess. I'll make a guess on components, I think, but I won't guess a specific blend because it'll just be piggybacking off of Shane and
somebody
I gotta
steal
say,
his win.
I'm feeling the same way. I don't even think I can make a guess. I've kind of given this, my best shot. I don't think I've got anything.
You don't
this
got
month.
anything?
So, coach is coming out now.
oh man,
Sorry, guys. I gave it my
Unprecedented.
best shot.
next time,
Hey,
Yeah.
next time,
Hey,
man.
you pitched
Best
a-
of luck to you guys.
pitched a solid 5 innings, but
Yeah.
the palate's just busted.
Pallet's gone.
This way.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Wow. Well,
Oh man,
Intense.
Jay, first time defeating one of
our
panelists.
panelists. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a good thing we have a
Can
deep.
we-
We have a deep bench.
Do
though.
we have a pinch hitter?
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's do this.
All right. Good. Good. Whew.
I was
So
gonna
what
say
pipe-
we
what
were
pipe
gonna
is
we were
Andy
gonna be playing a man down. So
We cannot play a man down.
Yeah.
Chris Asterio.
Chris Asterio.
The Chris Asterio.
The Chris Asterio.
God, I love that pipe.
Extraordinaire.
Blackout pipe.
The blackout pipe. Murdered out.
Yeah, I just need to steal
Goth.
your Nefertiti so I have a match.
Yeah.
The
We have
goth pipe.
cousins. I would
Yeah.
say they are. Maybe not brothers, but cousins.
So Andy,
So,
what are you?
yes.
What are your thoughts on this?
Please.
one? Have you been smoking it in the wings?
Yes.
He's been warming up, I think, is what
Yeah,
you
I've been
mean.
warming
That's
up.
right. That's in the bullpen. You've been smoking in the bullpen.
the bullpen.
Yeah. There's one thing that I think you guys haven't considered. Mm-hmm. Cascadia.
Okay.
Oh, 'cause-
And that is orally produced, right?
I don't know.
Which one of them is a plug?
All of them.
Yeah.
Are they?
like the brand is Cascadia.
Yeah.
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 I'm
Like open
glaring
waters.
with ignorance.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Open waters, like all the nature inspired.
Yep. Yep.
They're all plugs. And they're all mostly Virginias. Some have Virginia Burley, which is what I think it is.
Okay. What tins are they in?
The round
European tins
Yeah.
can be this. I don't think.
No.
I think they're in
Okay,
the-
this is the first time that I'm seeing it. Okay.
too tall.
Another thing.
I think they're
you
in the
mentioned
fatter, like 100-gram Orlick tins.
you mentioned
are.
Yeah.
you mentioned anise.
Is one topped with anise?
Warhorse.
I almost brought up Warhorse. Yeah.
I don't think it's
it
near
can't be.
enough for
It can't be.
Warhorse, yeah.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it can't
didn't
be.
Sam give us Warhorse like
did.
a year ago?
I
or
also
whatever?
think the standard tobacco blends like the
So
Warhorse
much
and
darker.
stuff. No, they're made by Sutliff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like
They're like,
black.
but they're also like crumble cakey.
Yeah.
They're not quite as dense.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something with the Cascadia.
I think that's probably where I'm gonna end up.
I got to be honest with you. I've not tried any of them.
Yeah.
I did like.
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
They're all plugs, and I'm fairly sure they're Orlick produced, which would like back my
Yeah.
assumption on that. And like Andy
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Virginia Burleys.
Yeah. If that's the case, then I would not be able to guess. So the other thing that I was thinking, and again, this is like partially because Jay knows me well, and I'm like wondering if that's some of what this could be. Available only in Germany from Peter Heinrichs is a brand called Reserve Crew Number 6. Reserve Crew Number 6 is a plug cut version of Scottish cake. Scottish flake.
Scottish Flake. Okay.
So it's advertised as Red Virginia's, Havana, seed leaf, and Turkish.
Oh, interesting.
Because that's the old Scottish flake recipe.
That hits the flavor profile I'm getting.
Yeah.
And
So
I could
that-
see
that would-
Jay
that would be
trying to give
insane.
me a plug cut Scottish flake as like a stumper.
That would be
Would be,
insane.
I'm getting
a
like
power move.
I'm getting like a lot of earth, a lot of citrus, a good bit of natural sweetness. It's performing very well.
Yeah, the body could be explained by burley as well as the earthiness. The citrus fruitiness, obviously Virginia's. I think the spice could be burley as well.
Yeah.
It could also be Orientals. So
Also, aged Virginias can give that impression sometimes too.
I'm not getting a whole lot of like Perique-like spice on the retrohale. I don't think there's Perique in here. I don't think there's Oriental.
why do you say no to Orientals?
I'm just not picking it up.
Yeah, I mean, so aged though, more earthy than floral, in my experience.
True.
But it's so hard.
I know.
It's so hard. Like blindly telling the difference between air cured leaf based on like where it's grown and how it was processed is like really, really challenging. Well, Andy came in here with the Cascadia thing, and now I'm just like, oh,
Yeah,
dang.
that's a pull.
that's a
yeah.
That's a pull.
learning experience for me.
Yeah.
Glad I could teach you guys
So
something today.
well, you definitely did. So I'm going to be honest. If we're like close to picks,
I think we are.
I was going to simply say an Orlick produced Virginia Burley plug. I don't know the blends. I'm just going to be honest. So I'm gonna say-
There are several that are Virginia Burley plugs. in the
I'm going to say
Cascadia line.
Cascadia Virginia Burley plug.
I think if that's what it is, that's a win. You don't. I think
take
that
it.
even if you don't give the specific name of whatever
Yeah.
blend it is,
That's my guess too. I don't know exactly which one it is, but I think it's one of the Cascadias. Cascadia. I don't know. Someone write in the comments and tell me I'm mispronouncing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gaywith.
Yeah.
Gowith, you moron.
Americans.
Gowith and Hogarth.
I also think it's pronounced Ehrlich. I'm pretty sure.
Ehrlich.
Ehrlich Gerldenslurs.
Cornel and Dial.
Oh my god, Ehrlich.
God, man. So the only other thing about the Cascadia line that has me sort of messed up here is I still feel like there's a good chance that this has some age on it. And like how much age could that possibly be if it's those tobaccos?
I mean, I feel like
At
if,
least a
J-
couple
if
years,
Jay
like a couple
pulled any,
years.
Yeah.
if Jay pulled anything from his cellar, which I'm guessing he did, and didn't go out and buy a new tin just for this, I would venture a guess that all of his stuff has age on it, whether he intended to give us an
He's
age
too
blend or
busy
not.
burning
Yeah.
through those tins of Mosquito.
Of a Scudo, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never heard Jay mention this brand specifically, but He's a very outdoorsy guy.
Oh my god, he's a fisherman.
Fly fisherman.
Yeah, and all of this art is very like outdoorsy.
Okay.
It's all very J. Furman.
I feel like
Furman.
I'm gonna stick with that.
Damn it,
I think
Andy.
it's Cascadia, one of the Virginia Burley plugs.
Man,
I don't know
Andy
which
coming
one.
through with the pull.
Woo! Damn it, Andy.
Ashley's 109, baby. Let's
Our,
go.
our closer coming into ice
Yeah,
game.
closer came through clutch.
I mean, I could be totally.
Yeah, we technically don't know
Yeah.
that. I'll withhold.
I mean, my confidence could
We
be
could be.
belaying.
I'm. Anything I say will just be piggybacking off of someone, so I'll recuse myself. But
I got you, fam. In the club, we're all fam.
Can we get Steve back in here?
He's broken.
Andy's broken. Andy and I were both up way too late.
pretty
last
sure
night.
there's only tobacco in this, right?
You know,
Shane,
maybe a little
Shane.
Christmas spirit.
Shane, what are you saying?
I don't know. Andy ruined everything. My old
I
plan.
didn't want to do that.
I honestly, if I found out this was Wessex Gold Brick with some age on it, I would not be shocked. It's also entirely possible that they don't disclose that there's also Burley in that.
What was the other blend you said you were withholding?
Peter Heinrich's Reserve Crew number 6.
Oh, that was the German.
Yeah,
oh,
Peter Heinrich's Reserve Crew number 6, which is the slightly older version of Scottish Flake as an uncut plug.
still made,
Yeah,
but only
Yeah.
in Germany.
well, I've
Or
only
like-
I've only ever bought it from Heinrich's in the shop in Cologne. I'm gonna guess both of those things honestly at this point, and like if one of those things is right, I'm taking the win.
I think that's fair.
We'll give you
Yeah,
that.
that's fair. It's the last one of the year. We can be
Come
liberal.
on.
We can be liberal with our scoring.
I think we all definitely got this one right, and like we're just gonna fix it in editing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say everything we've just said, and then Chris, our videographer, can just splice in whichever one was correct.
Perfect. All right, are we ready
Let's
to
find
find
out.
out?
Let's do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Good morning. It's an honor to be your guest inquisitor this month. And what I gave you is no funny games, no tricks. Peter Heinrich's Reserve Crew number 6, which is their iteration of the original McConnell Scottish Flake that is manufactured by Coalhouse and Kopp, but blended by Peter Heinrich's. It's the actual original recipe before K&K made their new iteration of it. So it has the Turkish added to it that K&K's does not, and it has no rum topping, which K&K's does. So it should be very, very familiar and reminiscent to the Scottish Flake that you know, but with a twist. It comes in blocks, it's cold pressed, then slice it up in a guillotine and put it in those mason jars. So what I gave you is just one of those mason jars. It's about 5 years old. The only time the lid came off was for me to switch it out with what's labeled on it to put a question mark on it. But that's it. Peter Heinrich's Reserve Crew number 6, manufactured by Coalhouse and Kopp, which is a copy of the original McConnell Scottish Flake. So, Shane, I hope you get it, or at least come close, because I mean it's something that you favored a lot in your 2014 tobacco review. Well, right up. If you don't get it, I hope you at least enjoy it. It's worth giving a shot. I'm going to get back to doing my thing here, and I will talk to you guys later.
Insane.
God status.
Insane.
God status.
That's really good.
So
That's 2 points.
I knew from the flavor and the aroma. I guessed the age right to the year, and I knew that he was going to try to do this to me specifically because of my love of Scottish Flake.
Insane.
I don't think there is a more perfect win in
Yeah.
the mystery
Yeah,
review.
that's how you
No,
cap
that was
off a
really
year.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you cap off a year.
You know, interestingly enough, I moved recently and I found two bricks of Reserve Crew number 6 that I put away a couple years ago. Didn't smoke them, but I looked at them and I was like, this looks very similar. And honestly, I don't know if it was it 5 years ago that I bought those? Pretty close to it. It had to have been a pretty similar amount of age. So at least I know what I've got in store for
Yeah.
me now. And much like the flake version of Scottish Flake, this is
Killer.
the perfect pipe tobacco profile for
Yeah.
me personally.
Agreed.
I would never get sick of it. I'd smoke it in the morning, smoke it in the evenings, pair it with drinks, whatever. Like, I personally think this is nearly as perfect as the tobacco gets.
So it is not a pure Virginia, right?
No,
We
no.
established that.
And there is Oriental. That's why I gave you the cheers.
Oh,
Because that's what I was thinking too.
I feel
That's
slightly
at least some
validated.
indication.
Yep.
So you said it's Virginia, Orientals, and cigar.
They say cigar leaf, yeah.
Wow.
Which we all talked about Burley
Which
a
I did-
lot.
I did
You
compare it to
mentioned
a
that it was
cigar,
like
some
cigar-like.
form of-
Yep.
Yeah.
mhm.
I'm not giving myself any
No.
semblance of a win, but that doesn't.
I
make me
mean,
feel
on,
good.
on components, you
Yeah.
got closer. You got closer than anybody else.
I'll say Shane got almost the most satisfying win of
Yeah.
all time, and this is probably my worst loss of all time.
You're gonna get a negative point.
I
never
mean, at
been
this
more
point,
wrong.
I feel like we should have kept Steven.
Yeah.
I feel like I came in and I was like,
I love that.
I'm going to be so confidently wrong.
And I am
I
so.
appreciate you stepping in.
I am so. Yeah, thank you, Steve. I am. This was a team effort. This was a team effort, guys. I am just glad that I stuck to my guns.
Yeah, that's insane.
The reason I mentioned Wessex first is because I was more confident that it was reserve crew number
Yeah,
6.
you saved that for last ace in the pocket.
Steve was
You
also
just
on the
needed Andy.
Oriental train too,
Yes.
right?
But you needed Andy's moral support to come in and
Yes.
So
Yes.
to finish the baseball analogy, we brought in our closer, couldn't quite pull it off, so our DH had to come in and hit a grand slam at the end.
you guys will.
I went like I did. I called
Yeah.
it. I called my shot.
I don't understand baseball, but out.
All you need to know is that you're going to get a good butt pad after this video is over.
Good game.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yes.
All right.
Which is
Okay,
what we always do when soon as the camera
Yeah.
cuts off.
Good game, all good year.
I'm excited.
A good year. We're closing out another season of mystery reviews on a strong note. Thank you again, Jay, and
Yeah.
thanks everybody for
Yeah.
watching.
Thanks
so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks to all
See you
our
next year.
inquisitors this year,
Yeah.
and we look forward to seeing you in 2025.
Yep.
Mystery
Happy holidays, guys.
out.
Mystery. Yeah. I will say one more quick thing. I think. Sorry, Andy. I was going to say that this is, I think, truly one of the funnest things that we get to do, and
Yeah.
I just appreciate everybody's support and everybody's participation over the last many years.
Yeah, we're glad you guys get to come along for the ride with us.
Yep. Okay.
All right, Andy.
Well, I can't do it twice.
Yeah, you can. Come on.
There's editing magic.
Mystery out.
See you next year.